In addition to the regular plastic glues that we talked about last time on Scale Workshop, the most common glues that you'll probably be using on your plastic kits is superglue. This is sometimes known as cyanoacrylate and also zap glue occasionally. Superglue comes in many different thicknesses and formulas. You can buy very thin glue that almost runs like water, or you can buy thicker glue that will actually stay put. You can also buy accelerators that will speeden the process of hardening the superglue. Superglue is very strong in actual lateral strength, but it doesn't have very good shear strength. So if you can avoid using it for larger plastic assemblies, that would be good. However, it is invaluable for resin parts and metal parts that won't respond to regular plastic glues. If you do need a very strong bond for your metal or resin parts, the best option is probably a two-part epoxy glue. Now, these are usually contained in two separate tubes. This is called Aroldo. We squeeze equal parts of these two tubes onto a flat surface, mix them together, and then within a number of minutes, which can vary depending on the type of glue you're using, you'll receive a very strong bond for your resin parts, your metal parts, and pretty much any other non-porous type of object that you want to glue together. Unlike superglue, you'll have very strong shear strength as well as a lateral strength. We also have some specialty glues that are helpful for particular parts of construction. Clear Parts Maker here by Testers is just really another name for a white glue. This is ideal for securing clear parts to your models, and it can also be used to make windows. If you drop a few spots of this clear glue onto your model desk and pick it up with a paintbrush, you can actually run the paintbrush along the inside of very small windows and pull the paintbrush out, and what you'll find is you have a membrane of this glue that remains. When it's wet, it looks white, but it does actually dry clear. So it's a very effective way to create windows quite simply. Another helpful glue that I use on a regular basis when I want to get a very strong bond. The only issue with by the way, the clear window type cement is that the bond is fairly weak. It's a bit like wood glue. If you want a really strong bond for your clear parts to your models, then I use watchmaker's glue. This is called GS Hypo cement, but there are other cements that are also available of the same type. Now, this comes out of a tiny little applicator, but it is really quite thick, and it's a little bit tricky to master, so you might want to practice on some scrap parts before you do it on the model. The other job that this is very handy for is creating small domed clear navigation lights on your aircraft models, because it's crystal clear and it will completely retain its shape. If you want to make coloured parts, then you can always pop a spot of clear paint over the top of the navigation light once it's dried. So there's an introduction to some of the commonly used adhesives in plastic modelling. As with any tools and techniques, the trick is really practice. The more you practice, the better your result will be. Well, that's all we have for tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you next time on Tester Scale Workshop. Bye for now.